Good morning. So yesterday we explained the wedding of Yitzchak and Rivka. Yitzchak represents Torah shebichtav, Rivka represents Torah shebe'al peh, the written Torah, the oral Torah. We explained that there is the period of the engagement, then there is the wedding. The wedding is the complete fusion and union, while the engagement is just the fact that you're separating. She's separating from all other people to be consecrated to her husband. So we explained the difference there is between studying Torah before prayer, before the emotions are really, and the union with Hashem is really revealed, and what happens after that. After that, we recognize how it's the Torah of Hashem. It's another level of Torah. Even yesterday I added a little about the fact that lo pacha le'ela, the Torah that's without love and fear, without that emotional connection, right? It doesn't fly. Actually, there's a verse that Shlomo HaMelech says. He says, "Ve hakuk al luach libecha." The words of Torah should be inscribed, they should be carved on the board of your heart. It doesn't say in the board of your mind. It doesn't say they should be in your mind, they should be in your heart. Because where there's an emotional connection, then the Torah is really another level of Torah. And that's why we study Torah after prayer, after we showed our connection with Hashem. It now becomes, it doesn't become another study, another knowledge that I've acquired, but rather it becomes another way to unite with Hashem at a much deeper level. I remember once I had a teacher, Alav Shalom, Moshe Mordechai ben Miriam, and I was always very impressed. One day he came to my house, and he was in my library. He saw the library, and he saw a specific book, of a Kabbalah book. And he pointed out that in the year 1982, the Rabbi spoke about in favor of the book. And in this year, this parasha, he spoke not so much in favor of an opinion in this book. I was in utter shock. You see a book, you know which year, when, what was said. Whatever. Later on, I found myself at his son's wedding in Kfar Chabad. And I was with others of his students around the table. And I told him about this phenomenal memory that he has, that he knows every, when, this, that. It's like, wow. So somebody once asked him about it. And he said the following in Hebrew. He said, "Kshemit-pa'alim midavar zochim oto." When you emotionally are excited about something, you are enthused about something, you remember it. So he said, everything I learn excites me. It's another level of learning. It's not a learning just, I'm an encyclopedia. I'm a chat GPT. ועל פי זה יובן, גם בעניין יפי שיחתן של עבדות בין תורתם של בנים, שאין הכוונה. Right? What does it mean, יפי שיחתן? That the conversation of the servants of our forefathers is greater than their Torah. It means that it's not that the purpose is just to have the conversation, to have the prayer, to elevate herself, but it has to be brought down in 2 or 3 pages of Torah. אלא שיומשך אחר כך בב' וג' דפים של התורה באופן שההמשכה של ידי לימוד התורה תהיה לאחרי אלא עד תפילה. In a way that this should be brought after elevating ourselves. Through prayer, we should bring it in the Torah itself. וזהו גם מה שהעניין ליפי שיחתן נלמד מנישואי יצחק ורבקה, שהוא עניין ייחוד תורה שבכתב ותורה שבעל פה. And that's why we learn this whole concept of prayer that is an introduction to a real unity, a real union through Torah, the Torah which is written, Torah which is oral. It's concerning Yitzchak and Rivka. Because that's the purpose of prayer, to get to the Torah that comes after prayer. וזהו יפה שירתן של עבדי אבות, מתורתן של בנים. דהנה האבות, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, הם בחינת המידות, ובפרטיות הם בחינת חגת, עיקר המידות. Why does it say the conversation, the prayer of the servants of the forefathers? Because the fathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, represents chesed, kindness, love, gevura, fear, severity, and tiferet, rachamim, the aspect of mercy. ועד לחגת דעתיק, שהארזה בעתיקה חיד וטליה. Not only that, the emotions, the way that there are at the highest level, which is referred to in Kabbalah and Chassidut as atik. שזהו בחינה שלמעלה מהשתלשלות, which is higher than any type of limitations that and concealment of the creation. ועניין זה שייך לתפילה, שיחתן של עבדי אבות שמגעת למעלה מסדר השתלשלות. ולכן שיחתן של עבדי אבות, אם היותה בחינה התחתונה שבאבות, הרי היא למעלה מתורתן של בנים, שהיא בחינת העליונה דבנים, שהם מבחינת השתלשלות, על דרך מאמר הז"ל, רגלי החיות כנגד כולם, שבחינת התחתונות שבעליון, שבעליון היא למעלה מבחינת העליונה שבתחתון. אוקיי. Prayer, and prayer in the way we explained it, reaches a level which is higher than the set order of what's called Ishtalshulu, the link chain of Hashem's light coming down lower and lower and lower in this world. So it's before Hashem, so to say, constricts his light. So in that sense, through prayer, you can reach a level which is higher than the Torah of the forefathers, which was given within the dimension of this world. Prayer can make you reach to that higher level. Now you understand what we said before. What is prayer? Yehi Ratzon. You create a Ratzon Hadash. You create a new will. The Torah is very set on what there is and what there is not, what you should do and what you should not do, and what are the consequences of this and that. But prayer is able to create a new will that is even higher than that. So in that sense, you understand why it's even higher than the Torah of the children. And that's what it says, Raglei Hayot keneged kulam. Raglei Hayot keneged kulam. The lowest level of the angels is higher than the highest level of the next level. Which means, when you have 4 levels, the level which is at the bottom of the third is higher than the highest level, which is at the highest of the fourth, and it's 2 completely different levels. So the level of prayer, which is at the source, is higher than the level of Torah, which has descended to a lower level. וזהו גם דיוק הלשון יפה, שיחתן, שהיופי הוא עניין התפארת שבה בהתקללות דכמה גוונים, שזוהי בחינה שלמעלה מהשתלשלות. אך התכלית היא שתהיה המשכה למטה דווקא. That's why it says יפה, it's beautiful, the prayer of the servants of the fathers, more than the Torah. What does it mean yafeh? What is beauty? Beauty is expressed by the inter-inclusion, the tapestry of different colors together. Prayer has the power to bring different elements together. A little parenthesis. Yosef HaTzadik represents the emotions, all 6 emotions. That's why Yosef is 6 times God's name, Yud Kei Vav Kei. Yosef is referred to as Ben Porat Yosef. Ben Hen, somebody that has grace. Grace refers here to the Shekhinah, to the presence of Hashem. And Yosef was Poter. Poter, Porat, which means Ben Porat Yosef, is the same letters as Poter. Poter, the one that interprets dreams. The Mittler Rebbe Torat Chaim says that as well, Poter, the one that interprets the dream, Poter is the same letters as the word Tofer, the one that sows. Why? What's the connection? He says, how can a person interpret dreams? Because in the dream there's the solution. It's just like 2 pieces of cloth which you have to bring together. And once you're able to bring the dream and the interpretation of the dream together, you sew them together, then the dream is understood. Yesod, which is the emotions, has the power to connect the highest level to the lowest level. That's why, by the way, Yosef HaTzadik went to Egypt and he was able to resist in Egypt. And the other brothers couldn't come down to Egypt. They were at a level which was too spiritual. A spiritual that was not able to translate itself in the material. The yofi, the beauty of Yosef HaTzadik was that capacity to bring it down. That's the beauty of the different colors. And maybe we could say, now that I said this, use the word yafeh. The Rabbi uses the word yafeh to show the beauty from the itkalelut, from the inter-inclusion of what's up and what's low and the different colors and the different flavors. How does the pasuk end? It says, Yosef, and Yosef was yefeh mar'eh, yefeh toar v'yefeh mar'eh. He was beautiful in his composure, and he was beautiful in his appearance. Which, by the way, yefeh toar, yefeh mar'eh, v'yefeh mar'eh spells the word yatom. He was an orphan. But you see that the expression yafeh is referred to Yosef. So we see here, just to conclude what we learned today, that the prayer which basically arouses the emotions is able to reach a level which is so high, and it is something which is yafeh. It's something that's able to connect the higher with the lower. That is what's going to bring out the real value of Torah. When you have that level, when you have that lens of Torah, of tefillah, of prayer, which precedes Torah, then the Torah itself becomes something which is of another level. You really delve into another dimension of Torah. What you caused above, you're able to see in the Torah. And this is where we'll conclude Bezat Hashem tomorrow when we conclude the Maamer.